Ipswich Town are back in the Premier League in one of the biggest Football League achievements of my entire lifetime. They're the first team since Southampton in 2012 to get back-to-back promotions, an achievement which really shouldn't be taken lightly. The job that Kieran McKenna has done there is unthinkable. It is things that football fans such as myself, especially lower league fans, truly dream of. In today's video, I'm going to go over how this has happened. The management, the staff, the club, and what has took Ipswich Town from League One back to the Premier League. So let's have a quick history lesson on Ipswich. They haven't been in the top division of English football since the 2001-2002 season. However, they are a club that has seen a lot of success. They have won the top division, they've won the FA Cup, and they've won the UEFA Cup, the Europa League, in the past. So they're a club who you would expect to be in and around fighting for the top division, but that hasn't always been the case. During my time growing up, Ipswich were confined to the Championship. In fact, they were confined to the Championship for 17 years. They experienced some questionable managers such as Roy Keane, who didn't do a fantastic job, Mick McCarthy, who I'm sure Ipswich fans will dislike. Maybe let me know in the comments your thoughts on Mick McCarthy, Ipswich fans. But yeah, 17 years in the Championship, a tenure which only Barnsley have beaten, and that was pre-World War II. So do we really count it? It's hard to say. But then, at the end of the 18-19 season, they dropped to League One. And it wasn't a quick rise. It took them 4 years to get back up from League One. In the first couple seasons in League One, they finished 10th, 9th and 11th. And then in Kieran McKenna's first full season in charge, they finished second. In a very tough league, Plymouth finishing above them, Sheffield Wednesday finishing just below them. We'll talk about them two a little bit more later in the video. Finishing second place in League One, gaining automatic promotion to the Championship following a 19-game unbeaten run. Anyone who is a fan of the football leagues know how difficult it is to go on a run of that size. After this, McKenna signs a new 4-year contract, but in League One, the football they played was very impressive. They finished the season on a plus 66 goal difference. That is practically unseen in League One and hadn't been seen for many years before that. 105 goals scored. So when they were coming up, people were excited. What a team to be joining the Championship, and how correct we were. What a team they've been. What happened when they joined the Championship? I can't lie, I didn't predict them to get promoted. I thought maybe top 6 is possible, but I didn't think that they'd be challenging. A really tough division this year. You've got Leeds, Leicester and Southampton, who all got relegated and kept the majority. Well, Leeds had some struggles with the squad, but recruited well and had practically Premier League squads on massive budgets. But Ipswich found a way. And when you compare them to the teams that they came up with, so Sheffield Wednesday finished just 2 points below Ipswich in League One, and in the Championship season just gone, they finished 43 points below. That is incredible. Plymouth, who finished above Ipswich to win League One in their promotion season, finished 45 points below them. That proves just how special Ipswich's performances and style throughout this season have been in order to see them return back to the Premier League. So what did make the difference? What's the difference between them and the team that finished above them in League One last season? So my first point, really smart signings. The first one I want to talk about, Amari Hutchinson. Seen a lot of headlines recently. A loan signing from Chelsea. Are they going to keep him next season? I think he's of the mindset, and any player would be of the mindset of wanting to stay with the club you just brought back to the top division. Loan signing, he played 44 of the 46 Championship games this season, 10 goals and 5 assists. A massive contribution for Ipswich. Everyone's going to remember those 2 recent goals against Hull. A game of high pressure. Hull needed to win to still be in with a chance of getting in the playoffs. Ipswich needed to win to keep Leeds off their backs. Amari Hutchinson scored 2 absolute belters. I think that got the world's eyes on him, but he isn't the only smart signing. George Hurst from Leicester for just £1 million. Really, really good business. 7 goals and 6 assists in 26 appearances this year for Ipswich. Nathan Broadhead tallied up 13 goals and 3 assists. Another fantastic signing, 1.5 million in January last season, admittedly, but he also had 8 goals and 5 assists in 19 appearances to help get them into the Championship in the first place. So he was a Kieran McKenna signing, and he has done a fantastic job of helping see them rise out of the English football leagues. Kiefer Moore signed in January from Bournemouth, 7 goals and an assist in 18 appearances. That's the type of signing that is the difference maker in that final run-in in the Championship. I'm sure if it wasn't for his contributions, they may not have been in the position they're in come the end of the season. It came down to that final day in the Championship, so every goal, every assist counts. But it's not just the new signings. Ipswich have had some top performers. Connor Chaplin, who's been there for a number of years, got 13 goals and 9 assists. Again, he's only missed 2 games, playing 44 games. The Championship season is lengthy. To have players who can stay fit for the majority of that season, 44 appearances with that contribution as well, keeping up the levels, is incredible. And then one other player I want to talk about, and a player that I think is destined for massive things, is Leif Davis. The best left-back in the Championship this season by a country mile. Davis this season has been the top assister. The Ipswich left-back this season has had the most assists. That is absolutely crazy. 21 assists. I cannot believe, as a Leeds United fan, that we let him go. Another Kieran McKenna signing, I think he was just over £1 million. So there's 3 signings here for just over £1 million. Not big money at all, who have played a huge part in bringing Ipswich to the place they are today. But overall, as a team, it's been a tough journey as a Leeds fan, because there's been so many times this year, I'll admit it, I've said, Ipswich will fall off at some point. They can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep getting these last-minute winners. I'm sure if you go watch some of my previous Championship videos, there's going to be clips of me saying that. But they've just kept doing it, and the belief that McKenna has built within that squad is second to none in the Championship. You've seen Leeds fall apart with a much better team and much higher spend. Well, clearly not a much better team because they finished 3rd. But on paper, a much better team. Southampton, same problems, fallen apart throughout the season. Leicester have gone through tough periods, and Ipswich really didn't finish far off them, and Leicester have got, by far, on paper, the best squad in the league. I think that this belief and ability to win, no matter what, has been proven in multiple ways. This season, Ipswich have only lost 6 games. That's the least in the entire league, so they lost least than even Leicester, who came above them. Also, that belief in the squad and style of play has led to the stadium filling back up again. I imagine in the previous Championship run-in, when it was Mick McCarthy days, Roy Keane days, it was really hard to fill the stadium and very rare to fill it as well. But I want to look, in their last season in the Championship, admittedly a relegation season, the average attendance was 17,765. In League One, after COVID, the first proper season back, the average attendance was 21.7 thousand. That went up in the promotion season, Kieran McKenna's first proper season, to 26.1 thousand, an improvement of around 6,000. And then this season, the average attendance has jumped up again to 28,000. People may think, well, that's just extra bums in seats, but that has clearly had a massive, massive impact for Ipswich, because they've only lost 1 game at home this season, a record which is very rarely seen in the Championship. They've won 16 fixtures at home, whereas in the away leg of those fixtures, they've won 12 and lost 5. So home form is clearly very important for them, and the way that they've managed to do things, I'm slightly jealous of. With this squad, as I said, it is a dream for any fan of a League One club or a pretty solidified Championship club to see this happen. To see it happen, you've not bought the league, you've not done it in a dirty way, you've not broken financial fair play. There's a couple smart loan signings, but no ridiculous loan signings. There's not an agreement where they're with a Premier League feeder club. This is One of the most wholesome promotions I've seen, and one of the best journeys I've seen from a football team, genuinely, in my lifetime. And it's something we all love to see. If you're a football fan and you're unhappy with Ipswich, I would assume that you're a Norwich fan, but they still have a chance of going up as well, and I do think they'll beat my team, Leeds United, in the playoffs, so they should at least make it to the final. But where does this leave Ipswich next year? It's impossible to tell, really, isn't it? You've seen all three teams promoted from the Championship last year struggle in the Premier League this season. But I think, honestly, with their style of play, with the added ability to make smart signings that are definitely going to benefit the squad and not just blow a load of money like Burnley did and absolutely obliterate the team that brought them up, I can see Ipswich doing quite well in the Premier League next year. When I say quite well, I mean staying up, which is an achievement in itself for any team getting promoted. And with the history of the club and the apparent longevity that Kieran McKenna can bring, I don't see any reason they can't actually build and become a solidified Premier League team. Way too early to say. Depends if they get some of those loan signings like Amari Hutchinson in the door as permanent signings. But assuming they do, assuming they bolster a little bit and don't take apart the squad which they've got, which I really don't expect them to do, I see no reason for Ipswich to go down next season. I think that they're probably better than at least Notts Forest and a few other teams that are flirting around that relegation zone. But we'll have to wait and see. Massive congratulations to Ipswich. If you're an Ipswich fan watching this video, I envy you, and I pray that Leeds manage to do something in the playoffs. But yeah, really well done, and I hope that it goes well in the Premier League next season. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate anyone's time, and anyone that's got to this point, please remember to like and subscribe. We're posting football content every single day this month, and I really want to build a little community here. Get your comments in. Let me know what you think of Ipswich's journey, and let me know how you think they're going to do next year in the Premier League. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.